Okay, YouTube, as you can see, here's a Pimp Cup. Pretty much, I've kind of already started. This was well, I'll show you the picture before of how this Pimp Cup actually looked and how I pretty much kind of cleaned it up. I still have some cleaning to do right here. As you can see, there's some glue from the previous printing that was there, and I have to clean that up. So there's a number of ways that you can do this. You can try to find a blank Pimp Cup online, just like a blank canvas, which is not as easy to find. Or you can take an old Pimp Cup that you have at home, strip it. You can strip it in various ways. You can use Windex, and I didn't have any more Windex left, so I'm using this multi-surface cleaner. And you can get rid of the grit, and you could paint on the banners, or you can put some special tape on top of it. So with here you see paint. I paint over the previous banners that was there, which was pink. And pretty much what I need to do is clean up. I don't know why this camera is looking so dull. I mean, the light is looking so dull. I have like so much light going on in this room. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is pretty much get a tile. You can get a white cloth, just a cloth that you know that you can use on DIY projects or any project in general. So I'm just gonna squirt out, if it squirts, squirt out this surface cleaner and go over the top of the glass that has that sticky glue. I'm assuming whatever they put on these cups, they may use some type of glue underneath it, or they may use the iron-on vinyl, which we'll talk about in a second. There's a number of things you can do when making Pimp Cups. You can use a number of things to use your letters and your banners, but today I'm going to talk about cutting out the vinyl, glitter vinyl, and I'm going to leave a link below as to where you can get the vinyl. You can always find vinyl in different areas on the site, on Google. What's the cheapest and the most effective for you. I'm just going to give you a link as to where I got mine from, and you make the choice. So you really have to use some force to get this glue off. So I'm probably going to take a little break and come back at you when it's all cleared up, because I'm not sure if you can see, but you see how you can still have that glue on there. So I may have to use my scissors to scrape it, and then spray, rub, and scrape. So I'll be back. I was able to clean off that glue that was on there, so it's pretty clean now. And the next step after you clean your cup is to pretty much like I said before, with this part, I pretty much just used what was already there on the old Pimp Cup, which I showed a before picture. If I didn't show it already, I'm going to put it up. The before picture of the actual cup that I used. It had pink banners, and I just painted over it. I painted it silver. Pretty much can find this type of paint if you don't use Angelus, which I use Angelus for shoes, but I don't really care to use it for glass and cups and things of that sort. You can always go to Walmart and find a cheaper paint, and this is what I found at Walmart. This is a sterling silver pretty much color, and that's where you see the silver on here. So once you painted that area, what you're going to do next is pretty much use your vinyl cut sheets. I have vinyl sheets. They're glitter. You can pick whatever color you want. They have various colors online. Most people like the basic colors like gold and silver. So with this particular cup, it's a king cup, and what you're going to do is pretty much print out some letters. And I printed my letters out A lot of times I'll use the blade to go on and just like carefully cut out the letters, but I don't want to go through all that precision and all that stuff. It takes a while with that blade, and you have to be careful, and you have to make sure it's sharp, and it's, you know, all that stuff. So you can actually just use scissors. So I'm gonna cut this G off, and I like to save as much paper or as much material as I can, so I try to put it at the very edge. If you have like a shaky hand and you're not able to do the cutout like this, you can always use some type of tape. You can use painting tape like this or the blue one, and maybe tape the edges down so that way it won't move as much, so you won't have to freehand it. You can just try to tape it down. But with this, since I've been doing this for some time now, I'm able to just cut. Okay, so I cut out, as you can see, I've already cut out the other two letters beforehand, and here's the N and here's the G. And so we have king here, and there's a film that's actually on top of this. So you'll notice when you get your vinyl glitter sheets, there's a film already on top of one. So the next step would be, if you don't want to use the banners that's already on the cup and you want to just do it from scratch, so the same thing that I did with king is what you're going to do, what you would do with the banner portion. So you measure the circumference of the cup, whether that be with a ruler, or with some type of tape. You can use tape and go around, like clear masking tape, go around here, or you can even use this to go around here to see what the actual circumference is, and then you'll take it off and you'll just cut it, line it up with here, and then you'll just cut it. And you see this sheet isn't that long, so this will not be the full circumference of the cup, so that means you will have to cut multiple sections, making sure that they all line up with each other and they're even, so that way they can go around the cup evenly. And so we can actually start with the king. We're going to start with the words, just to see how you're going to put on the banners the same way you put on the words. You find the exact area where you want to put the letters. And so I'm going to start the K here. Okay, so I'm going to put the K here. You just want to make sure you may have everything even, and you're going to iron it on. And I'm using a tacking iron because it's flat. And so I'm just going to rest it on top of here and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I peeled the top layer off because I got it hot enough where I want to peel it off. And now I'm just going to press a little firmly. So I went ahead and just put on the letters quickly. So you just placing them on a cup and ironing them on, making sure the iron is not too hot. So read the directions that come with your booklet, because it can get tricky if they get too hot. Because this right here, this tacking iron, honey, this bad boy gets hot. I mean, it gets hot. So when doing this, it can melt your vinyl. So be very careful. I'm telling you, be very careful, because you may have to start over with the letters. So once you have gotten your letters on, so I put on a little music, but anyway, so once you get all the letters on, if they're not aligning properly, like I can tell that like one letter, like the G, is a little bit more extended at the very bottom. There's no worries about that, because what we're going to do on top of the banner and the letters is we're going to use the Mod Podge. We're going to use the Mod Podge, which I love so dearly. And pretty much I'm going to line up the very bottom of it with the Mod Podge and putting the glitter of choice, which our color of choice would be silver, because we're doing silver. So once we go over the actual letters with the Mod Podge, and I'll just do one here to show you. Okay, so G is a little down here, as you can see, then N. So all I have to do is eyeball it, and you want to use a thin brush. This brush I have now may be a little bit too thick. If it is, I'm going to switch it out, but I'm going to try it first. So I just want to line it up, and I see that I could go lower. And also know that you're going to put rhinestones on the very bottom of these as well, so that will also help in the alignment. So once you start putting your coat of glue, because that's all the Mod Podge is glue. They have different types of Mod Podge too. They came out with a bunch. They have wood, they have paper, they have glossy, they have matte, they have dishwashing protected, they have the glitter form. They have, with the dishwashing protected is the one I'm using now, which is also good for glitter. They have just an array of glues that you can use, which I think is awesome. Oh, they have an outdoor one too. So I'm assuming, since they're different kinds, that they have different ingredients. So once your cup has dried under the fan for about 30 minutes and you've done a number of coats on it, I've put thus far 3 coats on top of here. You want to pretty much dust off the excess glitter that's going to be on your cup. You're going to have a whole lot of it, and you want to clean it off. I pretty much just use like an old toothbrush, and then you want to go in and pretty much seal it. Anything you do glitter with, any type of glitter work, you're using loose glitter, you want to seal it. The last project that I did, I sealed the glitter with some E6000 liquid glue, and today I'm going to seal it with the gloss Mod Podge. And there are some other sealants that you can use as well. I'll do that in other videos, but this one I'm going to go over the top of each part with this top coat.